At On a Divine Note, we explore a wide range of topics that nourish the soul and body.
From healing and wellness to relationships and spirituality, we dive into the mind, self-care, trauma, love, and so much more.
Join us as we create a space for growth, connection, and holistic well-being. Welcome to On a Divine Note.
Welcome back to On a Divine Note for part 2 with Tornia, our registered dietitian. And we're just honestly going to continue the conversation. So welcome back. Thank you so much for
welcome back.
Welcome back, y'all.
having these conversations with us. We are at part 2.
Yes.
So let's just jump right into mindful living and nutrition. How do you balance cultural foods from the Caribbean with Western ideas of dieting and health?
That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like once I embarked on this journey to be a dietitian, I don't have the very strong social construct like most people do when it comes to their cultural foods.
Okay.
We understand it's a thing, and social constructs are important because they exist.
Yes.
And it's going to play a role, but I understand at the end of the day, my body doesn't care how I put together the meal, where it comes from, because if I decided to transplant to Uganda and start eating those foods,
Right.
I can still have a healthful eating diet there.
Right.
If I decided to go to Canada or Alaska and eat what they eat over there, typically I can still have a healthy diet there.
Right.
So I don't even make that much cultural foods in my own household anymore. So I don't cook a
wow.
lot of Trimbagonian foods per se.
Okay.
Occasionally I do, but my thing is, because I'm a foodie, like I'm open to all foods.
Yeah.
I do want to try the worm someday.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that for you.
You know, like if people eating
It
that
might be
somewhere, I would go
though.
try it at
Okay.
least
Yeah.
one time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'm that open and liberal with foods. It's more like I'm gonna try it once. If I like it, great. I can work it into my regular diet.
Right.
If I don't like it, well, I probably won't see it again.
Right.
But then I think what's more conducive to a lifestyle change is what you have access to, because there's a lot of transplants like myself. There's a lot of foods that I love, but it's not within reach easily as much as some of the other options that's much more readily available and much more cost effective for me.
Right.
So I'm not
Right.
gonna just go on, because things that come from a whole nother country are gonna cost more
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
locally to
Right.
me now. So
Right.
I'm not gonna go out of my way to pay $8 for a bag of bhaji, which is a type of green leafy spinach type of thing.
Okay.
When I can get a regular baby spinach bag for $1 something.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
100%. Yeah.
I mean,
makes
so
sense.
yeah, so preferences will play a role, culture
Yeah.
will play a role, but I'm okay with assimilating into whatever is most easily accessible. And for people who, there's a lot of people in this boat who, you know, moved and whatnot, and they might be limited in their resources, where they may go to the international grocery store where they can get some of the fun things. So I like to shop at different places, but
Yes.
again, at the end of the day, I'm not spending a pound and a crown for food
Right.
because I don't want to.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to. You can still get what you need.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. Once in a while, I'm going to do certain things, but then that's
Yeah.
about it. So, but for some people, they might have to adjust. Like,
Yes.
yes, I just moved here. The international grocery store costs twice as much as if I were to get foods that are similar.
Right.
Not going to
Okay.
be the
Right.
same, but are similar in a more
Yeah.
conventional grocery store.
Right.
Like Aldi, for example, in Baltimore or in Maryland is
Right.
is one of the more affordable grocery stores that you can find over here. So you
Yeah.
might be able to substitute some things, especially if this person is working with a limited budget.
Yes.
So it's like, yeah, we all want certain things, but could we afford it?
Yeah.
And could we maintain that?
Yeah.
So it's what
Exactly.
can you maintain?
That part.
So I try to encourage clients, anyone who's looking at lifestyle changes, like, we're not going to practice anything now that you can't maintain forever,
You're right.
as long as you live, and it's not conducive to like a healthful lifestyle. Like if you were to do this in dose and frequency as you are now, does that behavior lead to positive health outcomes or negative health
You're
outcomes?
right.
And if it's not that positive, maybe we need to dial back.
Right.
Right.
You don't need to cut it out, but we can dial back. Something
Yes.
like that.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah.
100%.
Wow, that's-
okay.
That makes sense, though.
It does.
You broke that down.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like I love that. I love that food. But
Right,
I'm okay with
but-
it.
Exactly.
And I'm open. I
Yeah.
wish I was as open as you are. I wish
With
I
new
was.
food.
With food.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
But
gonna
like,
try
you know
it.
what? I'll try it once.
At
and-
least
Yeah.
one time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to get listen, if my budget would have it, I would have lobster and conchs and
Right.
shrimp every day.
Right, every day, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And
All that I
scallops.
want.
Yes.
Okay. Oh my
I'm a
God.
seafood baby.
Yeah, right.
And you know what? We're pescatarian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
You can imagine
we
the arm and leg.
love
We're
Yeah.
Yes.
seafood.
For all your groceries.
Yes.
all the time.
Absolutely. And lamb will be my only red meat.
Really?
Yeah. I think lamb is my favorite red meat.
Everyone
Wow.
says
Really?
that.
I've never had lamb.
Everyone says
I
it's
can't
so
get with
good.
it for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
I like
okay.
steak though. I love steak.
More for me. That's it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all can have that. I love this. You're right. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So this is my favorite part.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
My favorite part. What are some of the biggest myths people believe about dietitians or healthy eating?
Yes, I think the biggest one is that they think dietitians are the food police.
Okay, now y'all taking
Yes.
every way away from them. That's
They're
funny.
like, no, I don't want to talk to a dietitian because they're going to tell me I can't eat this and I can't eat that. And I get it. And this is rooted in actual experience. Some people have been to people where someone told them, okay, you can't have this anymore, or no, no, no. And no grown person, no
Yeah.
autonomous grown person making their own money, paying their own bills,
Yes.
wants some other person who's not paying said bills to just
Right.
tell them
Right.
what to
Tell
do.
them.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely right.
So there's
Yes.
a big part in that to understand. But I think that's the biggest thing. I actually
Okay.
did a webinar series with a company addressing like fighting chronic disease in the workplace
Yes.
and just addressing some of those challenges there. And I can send you guys that later. But
Yeah.
so food police is one thing. Also, they feel that food in a healthy way is always going to be much more expensive
Right.
when that's not necessarily the case. But something's got to give. There's going to be a little bit of compromise
Yeah.
here or there. So I can make meals that cost less than $20 and have 10 healthy meals made. You can get a loaf of bread for less than $2.
Right.
A whole grain, whole wheat loaf of bread for less than $2. You can get a dozen eggs. Well, now, I mean, all the pre-pandemic, 50 cents was a dozen eggs.
Yeah.
Right.
Now it's like $3.50,
It's like,
$2.50.
Yeah.
But
Right.
still a good amount
still
of
better.
protein
Right.
that you can still make an affordable meal. Grass, any kind of green, any kind of color pigment, non-starchy food. You can get a variety of them for less than $2 a pound.
Yeah.
So, but do you like those foods?
Right.
So we
Right.
can find potentially foods that you like within
Right.
that budget, and we can make it work.
Yes.
But I think that's the two biggest things. And then less frequent, people think it's going to cost a whole lot. To see dietitians, it's kind of like a privilege to have, like, you have a dietitian, like you
Yeah.
have a doctor and you're all a esthetician.
Right.
Right.
I don't have one of those.
Right. But it'd be nice too. You know?
You have a
Right.
trainer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
So people who
right.
have like a personal trainer, for example, like you're not paying less than $60 a session.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
In most cases in the DMV area, if you're having a dietitian, and not that it's not important, it is.
Yeah.
And depending on where your health status is, you may feel like it's more important to your health to pay for that versus paying for a dietitian. But
Right.
it kind of depends what's going on. If you're
Yeah.
a person that's battling chronic diseases and you have limited resources, you may want to reshuffle where your
Right.
resources go so that it
Right.
benefits your health more.
Right.
It may not benefit your aesthetic more.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, something's got to give.
Yeah.
Like you can look great, but at what cost?
I
Yeah.
know.
Right? You can have abs and be malnourished.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
Your
could.
labs could be a mess. Your A1C could be in the double digits, and you could look fine. You can
Right.
Yeah.
look reasonably healthy. You can have a
Right.
healthy weight, and your A1C could be a mess.
I know.
So there's so much to consider.
That is
Yeah.
so
Wow.
deep to
Listen.
think that.
Yes.
But you think about it, you know, people think that people who are fit and look good
Or
are
healthy.
not diabetics, and they're not healthy. I mean, they're healthy. I mean, they could not just diabetes. They could be high blood pressure that they may have. They could have kidney failure or anything like that. You
Heart
just
failure,
won't
all
know
sorts of things.
because they look good.
Yeah.
Like you said, on the outside. I love that.
And then you have somebody that's thicker and perfectly healthy.
And perfectly
healthier than the fit looking
normal
person over there. Yeah.
Yes, you can be
absolutely
metabolically healthier than a slimmer person as a heavier person.
Yeah.
That's something.
Some of the worst triglycerides, part of your lipid panel that I've seen has been from like bodybuilders.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Yeah, because of the meat. Because, you know, you want to have a lot of protein. Me,
Yeah,
you know,
you're
eat
right.
all this protein.
Right.
And you know, you have all this steak and ham and bacon and you know, a type of breakfast that's still very high in saturated fats from animal sources.
Right.
And so you're not paying attention to your lipids, which is not necessarily going to translate in your weight per se. And then it shows up in your lipids. Like you can have terrible lipids and still look and present as a lean, healthy person.
I think that's something.
Yeah, there's so much more than what
Things you
meets
don't
the
think
eye.
about.
And then mental health. Well, nobody sees that.
Yeah,
Unless
you're right.
crying in a corner, no one can see that.
Right.
But there are so many, like, if you think back to some of those very attractive folks, like was it Miss America some years ago?
Yeah.
That had some challenges with her mental health, and she passed away as a result.
Yeah.
And that other guy who was an Ellen show, I'm not that
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 But yeah, and these are just a
can't
few
think of his
popular
name
people
right
that we
now,
know.
so
Yeah.
I can see his
Stick
face
or
though.
something.
Also,
Stick,
too,
something
Mr.
like that.
Yes,
Mr. Doubtfire, the one who played as that.
Oh,
He
Yes.
killed himself.
Oh, he
You know,
was
it was
a
a lot of
comedian.
Robin
Yeah.
something.
Right.
Yeah, Robin.
Yep.
And
There's so many.
He looked like he was perfectly
Right.
normal.
And he's a
You know,
comedian.
He played a lot.
Funny.
Right, so you're laughing all the
Like,
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stigma is if you're a comedian, you got to be happy. You're
Yeah, and that's
laughing
not
kiki all the time.
Right.
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 But if you
It's
look
still just
really
my job.
closely at them, like if you just look at them when they're not like, you know, in the
On.
character
When they're not on
and they're
stage.
just being serious, you can see the underlying.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
sometimes.
If you have a trained eye, maybe.
Only
Yeah.
only like sometimes.
But most of the world wouldn't know
They
that.
won't.
They don't even look to see that. They
Yeah.
But then we're so
know?
good at masking.
We're
so
so
really good at
masking.
masking.
laughing and smiling like everything's okay.
And we've
And
been
it's
trained to mask. We've been socialized to mask,
Yep.
especially in like a work setting where leave your problems at the door.
Right.
When you come in here, I'm only concerned
Yes.
with what gets done and
Yes.
you're being productive.
Yes.
Yeah, I've never really believed in that.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like
Yeah.
you know,
Like you
you're
don't get all of
human.
me. There is a more professional side to me, sure,
Yes.
but you're gonna get all of me.
Right.
Yeah, like,
Exactly.
this is what I am today.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is who I am. So I love that. What
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
actually really-
yeah. There's so much to consider.
It's so
Yeah.
important, and just like you said earlier, the stress. I mean, could affect your body too. So, how do you guide someone who wants to live a healthier life but feels overwhelmed by food rules and restrictions?
First thing I'd say is maybe cut back on social media.
Okay.
That's a good one.
That's a plus.
Because while social media can be a useful tool, it can be overwhelming.
Yes.
It's to remember that the source of information is also important.
Right.
Oftentimes clients might say, well, oh, I heard that XYZ. I'm like, oh yeah, who said that? Well, I don't know.
Somebody
Right,
on
TikToker.
TikTok,
I read it
Facebook.
somewhere. I heard it somewhere.
Can't
I
even
saw it
cite
on
your
TikTok. I said, you know.
Exactly.
And I've had people who would choose, but someone said over my personal recommendation to them.
Wow.
And it's, you know, before in the earlies, I used to be like highly annoyed with this. Just
Right.
like now
Yeah.
entering the field, what's not connecting?
Right.
I am actually a credentialed professional
Right.
in the
Right.
field. And you're
Right.
telling me,
Confusion.
you don't even know this random person that you're choosing to believe over me. But
Yeah.
then you grow. You grow with the profession, you
Yeah.
understand people, and just kind of tying in all your skills. There's a reason why we have influencers. We're in this influential
Yes,
culture
we
now
are.
where you can get paid for looking good and speaking loud and confidently and doing a trend, and people will pay you to say whatever, and the masses will follow.
Yeah.
So there's such a thing as groupthink. If everyone's doing it, you're
Yep.
more likely to do
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Especially if you like that crew that's already following
Right.
along. Oh, this is what this is what the French is doing. You know, there's different types of influence by
Yeah.
power, by just society is doing certain things, or what's trending. Some people are more into trends than others.
Right.
And trends is also expensive. Like something will cost more just because it's trending.
Right.
Yes.
So all of that just kind of ties into
1000%.
now. But I understood where they were coming from, and this is just human nature to some degree.
Right.
You have to be so much more aware of your own biases and why you might be more easily to follow a particular decision over another.
You're
So I
right.
try to address those. So if someone's making a decision that's not necessarily conducive to their health,
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask them, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Right.
Like what is driving this behavior?
Yeah, you're right.
And eventually most people realize they don't have a real reason, and then they feel kind of silly, like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm just following along with everybody else.
Right,
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 Most
right,
of the time.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when I point out, I'm like, well, you see, even you don't have a good reason as to why you're doing this.
Yes.
But do you believe I'm in a position to help you make a better decision for yourself? And it's like, okay, like, I'm not just guessing these things here.
Exactly.
And usually they're more inclined to follow along.
Yeah,
And then
you're right.
especially if you show them you care
Mm-hmm.
and you actually know some stuff, like
Yep.
they have a question and you can provide an answer that
Yes.
satisfies their curiosity
Right.
and in a way that which they understand.
Yeah.
So now
Yes.
they're like, oh, now I feel better about this, because before they just didn't know.
Yeah.
I found that oftentimes people, when they do things, it's because half the time they just don't know better.
Yeah.
And they're filling in the gaps with whatever
Whatever,
they
yeah.
feel like is appropriate, especially if someone else is just doing
Exactly.
it. They
Yeah.
just feel like,
Exactly.
well, lucky for you, I'm not just going on feelings here.
Right.
right.
But I know
Right.
for a fact.
Yes, I can help you
Factual
fill in some of these
information.
feelings with some facts
Mm.
and experience, and
Yeah.
and I can help you kind of discern, well, if we do this, this
Yeah.
is what can happen, or if you do this is something else that can happen.
Exactly.
And then they can usually associate themselves with a particular they're like, oh, I did realize that every time I did this was the result, and when I did that was the
Wow.
result.
Right.
And it makes sense to them because they're like, oh, how come you know that and I never
Right.
told you that before?
Exactly.
Because I'm credentialed in this space.
you
Right.
know what you're doing. You know.
I'm not just
Actually,
I
that's
went to
cool.
school for that.
I agree.
I do.
Scientifically, right now.
You know, and you know one thing I will say too, it's so funny because people will put like just because I take a certain medicine doesn't mean it's for you. So
Right.
everybody is
Right.
different. So
Oh
like
my
you say, you listen to this influencer who's telling you something that they may seem from
For them.
something
That
happened
works
with
for
them,
them.
or it maybe
their
it happened
body.
for a few other people, but you
Yeah.
are different.
Yeah.
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 You can't do the same things that they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so complicated. It's so
So
complicated. So when I
funny.
hear, oh, well, I heard that, I'm like, okay, well, who said?
Yeah.
Was it the roach in a corner or the fly on the wall?
Right.
Because who said?
Right. Oh,
I want to know.
man. That's great. So many people do that. So
Stay away
many,
from
yes,
social
all the
media.
time.
Yeah.
Especially with social media.
Yeah, so
And I
that's
need to
why I
tell
like
myself
one
that
big
you said
tip.
because that's what I do. I'm like, oh, I love her body. Oh, this is what she's doing. Oh my God, I want to do it too. Like,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard not to. It's what's around all
just
the
to
time.
give you a second tip there, just to kind of extend off of that. So it's not so much to stay away from it, but maybe lessen on it. And
Right,
maybe,
right,
maybe
right.
take it for what it is. It's just someone else sharing their story.
Right.
Do not give them the type of power over you when they don't even know you.
Right.
Yeah.
Someone who doesn't know you or your clinical history or your background can't truly help you intimately.
Right.
Yeah.
They just can't. They don't know. They're just speaking to the universe, and you just going out there collecting anything
Right.
that's in the air.
Right.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
Right.
So
Right.
if it helps kind of piques your curiosity. Ooh, I wonder if
Yes.
this can work for me.
Right.
And now you
Yes.
take that curiosity and the information you probably just fell upon
Yeah.
and take it to your actual provider.
Right.
Yes.
In the particular, whatever profession that is, diabetes or hypertension or whatever the profession is.
Right.
And then get your more intimate assessment. So you can now make a serious decision on if this is
Yeah.
going to be helpful. or
Yeah.
not.
You're absolutely right. about
Right.
that.
I love that because you're not saying ignore it altogether.
Yeah.
Just
Take it, like
yeah.
do right
'Cause we
by
gonna
it.
scroll.
Right, yeah.
That ain't going nowhere. We gonna scroll.
Right.
Right.
Dig
Right.
further the information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Don't
love
just think
that.
everything is all it's supposed to
I
be.
got all these
Yes.
fitness things. and
Yes.
I'm just like,
Yeah, she send me stuff all the time. Like, what? This I'm like, girl. Right? TikTok told me this today.
that's me all day.
Oh my gosh. TikTok University. TikTok and YouTube University.
Oh my good. And you're right. It is a university.
It's a university at this point. So my next question actually kind of goes off of what we were already talking about. So for listeners struggling with food guilt or body image, what advice would you give them?
definitely contact a professional. I
Yes.
feel like it a lot of it just ties to that.
Yeah.
If you are not a profession in a space that you're seeking help in, then you
Right.
shouldn't try to like suffer in silence and try to fix it yourself.
Yeah.
Or lean on social media to help you. You should just contact that professional. Sometimes you don't know what the professional is, and this is where your primary care comes in.
Right.
handy. Some people didn't even know there was such a thing as an endocrinologist, and
Yeah.
they've had diabetes for decades. Even if you're not intimately seen one, you should at least be aware of the particular credentialed professionals in the
Yes.
space that addresses your chronic concerns or your health concerns. In the event you need to see them, you at least know who to go to. So that's something your primary care can help you with. So you can call the clinic, say, hey, I have these issues. Who do I see for these types of issues? Or when you do follow up with your doctor, ask them,
Yes.
hey, I've been experiencing such X, Y, and Z. Is there something you can help me with? Or is there
Right.
something I need to see another provider about? And more than likely, they're going to redirect you and refer to
Yes.
someone that's specialized in your particular concerns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't suffer in silence. Don't ask your friend what's the best thing to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't ask social media. They are not professionals in that space. So more than likely, oftentimes people try all the things that don't really benefit them much or serve them much. And after they've exhausted all of those things,
Then they'll-
and time has gone by for
Right.
that particular concern to now become a significant concern,
You're right.
now you end up finding the
Right.
provider that can actually help you. Whereas if you had done the reverse, saw the provider first, you could have prevented
Exactly.
a major situation.
Right.
You're right.
Right.
So, people often come to me,
That
I've
was-
tried everything. I don't know what to do. But have you seen a dietitian?
Right.
Right. Yep.
my God.
And you can't try. You can't say you tried everything.
I haven't tried everything.
Yes.
Yes.
But I felt like I did.
I didn't know what else
Yeah.
to do. I've done, but you haven't seen us yet.
Right.
And
Yes.
that's usually the case. Like
Yes.
95% of the time, that's usually the case. And it's not exclusive to just dietetics.
Yes.
It's pervasive across other areas in health.
Yeah.
So yes,
You're right
let's
about
ask our
that.
providers.
I love that,
Let's
yeah.
learn to ask for help from the
Ask
right
the
people.
provider.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Love. And then what is one small realistic step people can take toward better health and balance? Probably the same thing.
Yes, and something that's more immediate, because if you don't have coverage, I understand that could be a barrier to you.
Yeah.
Simply reducing added sugars. I think
Yeah.
across the board, regardless of what you have, reducing added sugar is going to help you in
Okay.
some way, shape, or form.
That's
Okay.
Now,
true.
some people take it to the extreme. Okay, I can't have fruit because fruit have sugar. That's not what we mean.
Right.
Right.
Let me be even more clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Reduced ultra-processed refined sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be your added sugars in like your candies and your Pop-Tarts and your
Just those
chocolates
things.
and your juice drinks, and not necessarily 100% juice.
Right.
Or the syrups and the bacon and the pancakes, all this extra syrup.
Right.
Like that's the added sugar, the added
Right.
refined ultra processed sugar. We want to reduce that in any way, shape, or form. You don't have to have dessert every night for dinner.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
If
Yeah.
you have a sweet tooth, you can have some sweet fruit.
Right. Oh, it all
Yeah.
works the same.
Right. Right.
Right.
It'll
Just want
quench
something
it.
different.
That's
Right.
true. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. That is something
Yes.
else.
Yeah, I think anyone could do that regardless of where they stand.
Yeah.
Yes, anybody can do that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that.
I love it too.
Okay, I have no more questions on here, but I guess is there anything that you feel is really important for the audience to know when it comes to your profession, diabetes, health, like
I do have
anything that you want to put out there or questions that y'all might have?
I do.
I'll defer to your
I
questions
just
to make sure
the
that's
reason why
addressed.
I wanted to ask her this one question.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of people saying that they are pre-diabetic. A lot of friends and some family members. What advice would you give them if they pre? So that means what is pre? What do they even mean?
Yeah. good
Okay,
question.
so let's back up a tiny bit and
Okay.
let's see what's like the major diagnosis criteria for diabetes.
Okay.
So usually we use A1C as the main measurable criteria to diagnose someone in a medical setting.
Right.
So if your A1C is 6.5, then you're diagnosed with diabetes.
Oh,
So the normal range for your A1C is between about 4.5 to 5.5, which is and it's in percentage. So 4.5 to 5.5%. So between 5.5 and 6.5, that's just 1% difference.
okay.
And some people have 12, just to put that in perspective.
Yeah.
But that's 1% difference change there. That's when you're diagnosed with diabetes.
Okay.
So if you're pre-diabetic, is between that 1%. So between 5.5 and 6.5. That's when a person might be diagnosed with like pre-diabetes.
Okay.
So the thing about pre-diabetes is it's like a warning. It's like, hey, things are escalating. You might want to dial some things back. You might want to see your healthcare providers. You might
Right.
want to consult with a dietitian, and you might want to manage your health and
Yes.
diet a little better.
Right.
It's like a nice little warning, but it's letting you know you have the propensity
Yes.
to develop into full diabetes should you not make any changes at all, because it
Right.
tends to slowly rise over time. But once you're a person that has diabetes, it's like, okay, there's particular damage that some of it could be repaired, some of it cannot, depending on how long you've had diabetes for.
Yeah.
And you still want to do the same thing. You want to follow up with your healthcare providers, know what the ground rules are,
Yes.
in terms of just general things to keep in mind. I say rules, but very soft rules,
Yeah.
not concrete rules,
Okay.
so that you can manage it. Because I like to give people an idea of how bad things could get should you treat this like a little something.
Right.
It's not a little something.
really
Right
big.
now it's little, but it's like a monster. That's really like a
Yes.
baby monster.
Right.
Right.
That's going to grow into an ugly monster
Right.
True.
if you don't manage it.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
It's a baby monster.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that baby monster.
Yeah.
Because we think it's like, oh, it's this. It's
Yeah.
Like it's nothing.
So nonchalant. And I've met tons of people that have that attitude with almost everything when it comes to their health. Why? Because in the moment they feel okay.
right.
Yeah.
And your blood sugar could be high and low, and you can still feel fine.
You're
You may
right.
not necessarily present with and experience some of the signs and symptoms that are ringing alarms for your body that you can. Some people are just not very sensitive to those signs and signals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is why it's good to check, be aware, know that checking is important, following up with your providers are important.
Yeah.
Having an idea of how and when to eat, how to correct low,
Right.
like these life-saving type of skills day to day, knowing how to prepare for travel or time away from home when you may be disrupted from your regular
Right.
routines,
Yes.
which can really put someone at risk. Like I'm hypoglycemic. I'm not a person with diabetes, but I don't have a problem eating. But if I don't, everybody else has a problem.
Right. Like, hold on now. Give me
Yeah.
I know
Hangry.
that. Hangry.
Nobody
It's a
is
problem.
safe, okay?
Right.
Yes.
Give me food.
Yes. Absolutely.
Then I'll be happy.
I will walk out of a meeting.
I'm hungry.
I gotta eat. Y'all can keep talking, but I gotta eat.
But I gotta
How
go.
about
Are we done yet?
Right.
I didn't plan to be here 3 hours. Y'all told me 5 minutes. I'm still here. It's my food time.
Right. Right. Yes.
Oh my
I did
God.
not
That
play.
is funny. I swear.
Super hilarious. Hangry.
But yeah, and there's so many conditions that
Yeah.
that is just blind to the naked eye. Like we don't
Yeah.
see. People walk around and suffering a lot.
Yeah, they
So
do.
to be sensitive and kind to people when they may seem a little off or they're not having the best day, you
Yeah.
really don't know what they're battling.
Don't.
You
That's
don't
true.
know.
That's true.
Don't.
Yeah, and it doesn't cost a whole lot to be kind.
Just
sometimes
smile.
yourself, yeah. I mean, you might be battling some things too.
Yeah.
And a big example of that is sometimes I'm just not having the greatest day, especially during the pandemic. Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
It was a lot for you.
I
Yeah.
was in my internship at the time where you're in ICUs, you're seeing the numbers. Like we had death toll numbers.
Oh, that's
Wow.
We didn't know what it was. It wasn't in the air. We're
Wow.
coming to work in this high risk
Yeah.
environment. People are stealing our protective equipment.
Wow.
It was
Oh my
crazy.
gosh.
But at the same time, we understood that these ill people need our help.
Right.
So we're struggling with just even being present in the moment, but we're still
Yeah.
gonna go care for people who are worse off.
Right. Right.
Hopefully, we don't ever return to that.
No.
Right.
Yes.
Pringles.
But
tough.
yeah, sometimes I'm happy go lucky most of the time, but sometimes
That's
I just don't
good.
feel like doing whatever.
Right,
like everybody
right.
else.
Exactly.
I just feel like a lemon some days.
Right.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right, right.
I just want to be
That's
here.
No particular reason.
Yes. Yes.
Part of being human.
Sour.
Exactly.
But I'm not gonna transfer that to my patient.
Right.
But I might tell them, they're like, "How you doing?" Because we do that too.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it's not a great day as yesterday, but we'll live. We'll
Right,
do
right.
it.
Yeah.
Man, you know.
We're gonna dive into it.
Yes.
Now,
I love
like,
it.
Yes.
who, at what point, or do they have to be diabetic to come to you, or do they
That's a
have to
good
have
question.
underlying issues, or can somebody like me who is just like, look, my body, I need to get my body together. And I need to be
Yeah.
healthier.
Just
Like
to
how
have one.
who comes to a dietitian, and is there a certain rule, like, or can we just come, or like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I kind of touched on a little bit before, it's kind of like a privilege,
Yeah.
a little bit, only because not everybody has coverage
You're right.
for it with
Right.
insurance. And if you don't have insurance, then out of pocket, it could be a little bit cost prohibitive
Right.
to some people.
Okay.
Everybody should be able to see a dietitian. I wish food was a right for everyone in this country.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
now here we are. So check with your insurance to see if you have the coverage to begin with, because
Right.
many people don't even know they have the coverage. And if you
Wow.
do, I mean, your coverage can vary. I mean, insurance and the logistics of insurance is the easiest way to upset most healthcare providers.
Right.
Really?
But it is what it is.
Right.
You just might have coverage. So you can check and see. Some people have preventative coverage where without a diagnosis, they have such good insurance that they're able to see
Okay.
different providers to prevent, which is the point, right?
That's the exactly.
But some people only have like consequential coverage, where only if you're diagnosed with something, then
they'll cover it.
like, let me make
Okay,
sure
that
you're
would make
ill
sense.
first
Yeah.
before we
Okay.
have you see providers to help manage this particular challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. So it depends on where you fall there. Now, for me and with my practice, I do see persons who are majority have insurance to
Okay.
cover their services.
Okay.
We do have a tool that's going to check to see, like, the team's going to, once you book on my calendar, the team's going to check and verify your
Anyway.
coverage before you see me, so you don't incur any surprises,
Yeah.
cost that you didn't plan
Okay.
for.
Right.
But anyone who's looking to improve their health in any way, shape, or form, because if you think about it, if dietitians are helping you with your diet and you eat, that's a benefit.
Yeah.
Right.
To see someone who can help you change your eating to improve your health.
Yes.
Yeah.
So who can see a
prevent it.
dietitian? Anyone that eats.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Which is everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Even if you're looking to prevent an issue, diet-related chronic diseases
Right.
starts with your diet. And unfortunately, if you have some risk factors that makes you more susceptible
Yeah.
to develop said diseases, like, say, for example, hypertension, high blood pressure,
Yeah.
heart diseases, still the number one killer in this country and has been for so many years. Black and brown people tend to be the demographic experiencing the majority, disproportionately, of these diet-related chronic diseases. So
Right.
if you're of color, blue collar category, or even had some history of food insecurity, or have a family member that has had one or multiple of said diet-related, you already have so much factors.
You have to
Risk
yeah.
factors
Right.
that you
Against
should already be in line and seeing someone, a
Okay.
dietitian or whomever else, like the seniors provider, for preventative care.
Yeah.
Oftentimes we're not proactive with our
Yeah.
health. Only when we have an issue, then we try to fix it, as
Right.
opposed to
Catching
trying
it
to
before-
prevent and manage.
Right.
No, let's
Being
go in.
proactive. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need more, especially in our communities. We need to be more
So
proactive
smart.
Yeah.
on healthcare, because
Yeah.
the prevention costs way less
Yeah.
than the cure.
And that's listen.
Yep.
Listen to
Yep.
her.
Yep. Yep.
Everybody out there. If you say it again, say it again.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's the truth.
Yeah.
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 Next thing you know, you in Walmart or Target or at them pharmacies, just waiting for your medicine every other week.
Right.
Yeah.
Which,
You
which
know?
is a cost.
It
People who
is.
have
You got
to
to pay.
Uber to their clinics because they
That.
can no longer drive. And you have to sit there and wait for hours and hours. That's time you could have
That's
been
time.
working or
Right.
producing in some
Losing
way,
out on-
Yeah.
or spending time with your family. You're
Yes.
missing out on life because now you have to nurse
Yes.
this illness. Now, all the time, it's not preventable. There are some things that are not preventable.
Right.
Yeah.
But for the things that are,
Right.
if you're going to live the next 40, 50 years, you can live a higher
yeah,
quality of
yeah.
life for the next 40, 50 years
Yes.
versus in and out of clinics and
Yeah.
health centers for half of that time. Who wants
Right.
to do that?
Yeah.
You know.
Not I.
So yeah,
Right.
so my tagline is, if you don't make time for your wellness, your illness will inconvenience
It
you.
definitely will.
It will inconvenience you.
Then you have no
You don't need
choice.
to
I
ask.
feel like I'm getting all
Yeah.
these quotes from her today.
Yes.
That I'm like, you know what? Maybe I need to put this in my Instagram
on my wall.
story. Like,
My birthday roses.
That's so
Yes.
true. Oh my gosh, this is so
Isn't
good. I know
Yes.
we have our game.
We do,
Should
but
we have her do her should we do the game first, or just have her talk about where we could find her and things? Which
yeah, we could do
Game
it.
first?
We could do
You
yeah.
first, yeah.
You wanna do
do
she
the
said, I
game.
wanna
Let's
play
do
the
the
game.
game. Let's do the game.
Okay, so this is called a nutrition myth buster game.
Okay.
My favorite.
Bum, 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 bum. So you have to say myth or truth. So we're going to give you whatever it is, and you'll tell us if it's we have 10 questions, and you'll tell us if it's a myth or it's a truth, okay?
And give us a little explanation,
And
right?
then little smart explanation.
All right.
It don't have to be big.
I'll do my best.
Okay. All right, y'all ready for this?
Let's
I'm
go.
excited.
Carbs make you gain weight.
I love that that's the first one. In itself, myth.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's a myth because, one, we need carbs to survive.
I love that.
We need carbs. We cannot just cut out all carbs ever.
Yes.
Because carbs do include fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, and legumes, and nuts and seeds, and all those good things.
Hey.
What people mean to say is refined, ultra-processed carbs in excess
Okay.
regularly would help you gain weight.
Ooh.
I love that.
Let's clock it. Let's clock it.
Oh my God, that was funny.
Myth. Wow.
Right, so
good.
that was a myth.
Yeah.
Okay. You shouldn't eat after 8 p.m.
Myth?
Oh, wow. Okay.
It depends.
Okay.
So most questions, when you ask an RD, you're going to get a very great response. It depends.
Yeah.
Because we see how much variety can tie into this particular situation.
Yes.
What if you're a shift worker and you work overnight and your shift starts at 8 p.m.? You're not going to eat for another 12 hours?
Right.
That doesn't make sense.
Right.
So, I
Yes.
mean, you do want to kind of limit how late you eat before you go to bed.
Right.
But that doesn't have to have a specific cutoff time for everybody. It's going to depend on your schedule.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, I'll leave it
I-
at that.
Wow.
Yeah, because the thing is just not eating like right before you go to bed,
Exactly.
right?
Right.
So if you go to bed at 12 a.m., then
Exactly.
You're
you can
right.
eat at 8 and be fine.
Dinners are around 8 o'clock, 9
Yeah.
o'clock some days. If I plan to scroll
Yeah.
till 2.
Let
Right.
you do that. Oh,
Hey.
Okay.
that's a
Wow.
good one. See, listen.
I'm learning. Yes, yes.
Frozen fruits and vegetables are less nutrition than fresh ones.
Myth.
I would have thought that was the opposite.
I was like, I thought that might have been the truth.
Okay.
Wow.
Background.
Actually,
Okay.
most frozen fruits and vegetables are frozen at peak freshness
Oh.
and prime nutrient values. So oftentimes they have higher nutrient compositions than fresh fruits. Because with time, it degrades. Like it's natural, it's gonna oxidate, it's gonna slowly like spoil in slow motion.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not like a significant difference. So it's not like I'm gonna eat all my apples today because tomorrow it's no good.
Right,
It's
right,
not
right,
that
right, right.
serious. But over time, it's gonna slowly spoil. It's gonna slowly degrade in
You're
terms
right
of
about
nutrients.
that.
But when foods are frozen,
Preserving.
it's usually at its
holding.
peak value, and it's just there for how much ever weeks or months you have it in the fridge.
You know what? Right now,
Time is
All this frozen fruit I got in my freezer right
Right,
now.
you better eat
I never buy it.
Like,
I don't buy frozen food. I'm like, no.
I have so many
have to
bags
get the
right now.
fresh. Wow.
So
And
many,
it's
but I
also
don't
just
get them.
preference. Like
Yeah.
I will never, maybe not never, but I don't prefer frozen bananas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Frozen particular things.
Yeah.
I just prefer it fresh.
Right,
And
right.
I tend to consume my fresh foods within a week of me buying.
Yeah, that's what I was getting
It
ready
may
to
have
say.
been in the grocery a couple of days before.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
consume
don't
it within a week of buying it.
Yeah.
Before it goes visually
Right.
bad.
Yeah,
Right about
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
So you would
Wow.
say a week. You would say for.
I mean, and the food will tell you it's starting to die.
Right,
Like,
right,
it's gonna
right.
start changing colors and stuff, getting soggy and
Smelling.
that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
that is so true.
Yes, you want it before it even gets to that point.
Yeah, but sometimes
can.
those apples in those stores, I be seeing them.
Like, how
last
you
for
still
2
alive?
weeks.
You don't
I'm like, how
know.
you still
Yeah.
That's why you gotta get to know
Apples
Janet.
live for a long time.
They like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how long they really live now. Okay, now here's another one. You need to detox with juice or cleanse. Oh, or cleanses to to reset your body.
Myth.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Wow.
So,
We got a
my
lot of this.
insides are not dirty.
Okay.
Your insides are not dirty. You don't need to cleanse them out with any detergents or any of the sorts. I get where the narrative comes from.
Okay.
At the end of the day, you want to engage in behaviors that you can do continually, and on that regular basis, it contributes to positive health outcomes.
Okay.
If you can't do this on a regular basis, then maybe it's not a great idea if it's not contributing to positive health outcomes.
Well, that makes sense.
Now, sometimes you may need to do something a little bit different, and there's a clinical need. So, for example, you might need a colonoscopy, and you have a cleanse, some sort of the word where you're literally going to empty out your colon but there's a clinical need there.
Right.
Besides that, if there's not a clinical need, just change and improve your diet.
diet.
There's no reset. Your body doesn't all of a sudden stop because you decided this year is my year. 2025 is it.
Right.
And all my organs are just going to work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just gonna
Whatever was going on is no longer here. Be gone.
Right.
I'm starting clean.
Right.
Wow.
It just does not work that way.
That
Yes,
makes
it
so much
just does
sense.
not. And in terms of detox and cleansing, your liver, when you eat food, your nutrients is absorbed into your small intestines.
Okay.
Right? It's in your bloodstream. All of that goes to your liver first for detox. That's what your liver does.
Okay.
It doesn't stop and start. It is cleansing
It's doing
all
it
the
for
time.
you.
And then your kidneys are going to help filter things out. And then waste products are passing out as urine. Like, we already have systems in place for that. But if you do a cleanse, a 7-day, 14-day, 2-day, 2-week, whatever, whichever product you use to cleanse your body, and then you return to your eating behaviors.
Right.
It's still,
It's like changing
It's
your
the
clothes to go
same,
back in the mud.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
making any stay out of the mud.
so
Right.
get out of the
Right.
mud. Say
Right.
it again. You know what? Listen.
When I say quotes,
Listen.
all of the quotes, I'm saying Tonya.
Hashtag stay out of the mud.
Stay out of the mud.
I love it. I love
We're
the
rolling
way you
around in
put
mud in
things.
white clothes, and then we go wash the clothes and go right
And then
back
go
in
right
it.
back
like-
into it.
And then
Say, how
think
do
we
you do
made all
that?
this big progress. But I get the logic.
Right.
I get
wow.
where it's coming from, but it's just not sustainable.
Right.
And that's like,
Wow.
oh, I detox, yo. I didn't detox this.
That
But
makes
then
so
you
much
still sit there
sense.
eating more food. You're
Right.
That's funny. I love
Wow.
it. I love it. Okay, here's another one. Eggs are bad for your cholesterol.
Myth.
That, really?
Do you have any facts on there?
That's what I'm wondering.
I'm like, is there any?
This is on this.
Man.
We are literally on the wow.
So, but I do understand the confusion with eggs. Like, eggs has a
Yeah.
history of going back and forth with the research
Yeah.
on how dietary cholesterol, meaning the cholesterol that you eat,
Okay.
affects your actual lab cholesterol, like what's going on in your blood, your clinical lab values. The latest research, since more than 10 years now, it's been proven over and over again, dietary cholesterol doesn't necessarily change your cholesterol a whole lot. Now, it depends, because everything depends.
Yes, it is. Okay.
Your cholesterol is broken up into different markers. So some markers are more affected by exercise, some markers are more affected by diet, some markers are affected by other things. Like, you can have a genetic predisposition
Okay.
to have high LDL. So you have
Okay.
people stick thin, 100 pounds soaking wet, and they can have high LDL because they have a genetic predisposition for it.
Okay.
But they might just say, I have high cholesterol without mentioning the particular marker.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
depends. But if you're healthy otherwise, you eating 4 eggs a day is not
Isn't
necessarily
gonna-
gonna
Right.
spike
Right.
all of your lipid values.
Has to be other
Okay.
factors.
So
Yes.
Right.
now, if you already have like cholesterol to work on, yes, there's dietary changes that we
Right.
can engage in to help lessen that. Absolutely, and it's going to be paired with exercise, potentially medication if it's necessary.
Okay.
But eggs are getting a little too much attention
Oh,
compared to other foods. I would just put it in a group with everything else. It's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't warrant the attention that it's getting
Right.
anymore. No, not for
Wow.
cholesterol reasons.
You know
No.
what?
That is something else, isn't that?
Clock
Clock
it.
that. Listen, we're gonna clock it.
Clock it, okay?
Here's another one. Snacking between meals is bad for you.
Myth.
Wow.
And it depends.
Right. So it's like a okay,
Yeah.
a balance.
It
Okay.
depends. Like, what is a meal for you?
Yeah.
What is a snack for you?
Yeah.
Right.
How active are you? Are you a person with diabetes or not?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
snacking because you have a low? If you're following that rule of don't snack in between meals and you're having low blood sugar,
Yeah.
you need a
Then
snack
you're gonna
Right.
need a snack.
to raise that. Like, so
Right.
it's circumstantial. It depends. So, and that's mostly all of health,
Oh.
especially dietetics. It depends. Like we can easily name multiple scenarios
Yes.
where a particular thing that's generalized as healthy or a healthful behavior
Yes.
that wouldn't work for these particular people in these particular circumstances
Yes.
for whatever the reason may
Right,
be,
right.
you know. So, yeah.
Wow.
So
It depends.
Wow.
you hear that all the time. All of these things you hear.
All the
Here,
time.
they're very
Yeah.
common.
So
right.
and they're very common. You're
Mhm.
right. So what about all fats are unhealthy?
Definitely myth.
I figured that too.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah, 'cause
fats
some of the
they
fats
do
are-
have to
yeah.
have.
We do need fat in our diet. It's still necessary. We call that dietary fat. So even from
Yeah.
avocados, we prefer fat from plant sources
Yeah.
over fat from animal sources.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
There are some vitamins that need a fat medium so that we can absorb them. So
Okay.
fat soluble vitamins, you're only going to get in, not that you're only going to get it in fat foods, but it tends to be more higher in fatty foods.
Okay.
But you need a fat medium to absorb them. So if you just like
Okay.
cut out all the fat, I mean, legumes, peas and beans are going to have some fat.
Yeah.
Nuts and seeds have some fat.
That is true.
Different oils, olive, safflower, sunflower, grapeseed oil has some fat. And there's
Right.
great things in there that we can benefit from. Fatty fish, sardines, like a bunch of different things
Yeah.
have fats that have different types of compounds that we can all benefit from.
Wow. Listen, y'all better stop it. I'm telling you.
Right.
Letting us know.
I'm going to do this one here. You need to drink 8 glasses of water a day, no matter what.
I'm
This
going to
is
let
what
you
I was-
guess what that might be.
I would say that's,
Is that a gallon?
what is that?
8 glasses of
Is
water.
8 glasses a gallon?
No, 60
No.
glasses.
Oh, okay.
So that's
But
like
I
a
think
half
it
a gallon.
depends on like
That's
your
a half a gallon.
weight and your
Right.
like it depends on a
Right,
bunch of
so it's a
factors,
myth
right?
because it depends. So
Yeah.
all these things are really myths, like
Yeah.
because you hear that a lot. Like people say that
Wow.
you have to do those things
Right. You
We
hear that from
generalize.
from every
Just people.
TV,
Right.
you
Right.
know,
From who?
social media,
Right. Right. Right.
TikTok, you know, you're right about that. Okay.
Wow.
Right? So when you think about like athletes,
right.
think about Simone Biles and Venus Williams
You're right,
and
you're right.
whomever. I think they're having way more than 8 glasses
Yeah.
during their peak season and
Yeah.
when they're training 4 or 5 hours a day. Now, I don't hang out with these ladies. I don't know how
Right.
much but I'm pretty sure they're having more than me.
Yeah,
Right.
you're right.
And then if you're a sedentary person working at home, you're probably not moving around as much unless you're working out.
Yeah.
Or so it's going to depend on your activity. It's going to depend on your body composition.
Okay.
And if you're just thirsty, just drink.
Right.
Just
right.
what I say,
right.
just drink.
Right.
Don't force yourself if you're not thirsty.
It's
you
so
know?
much simpler than we
Yes.
think
Yeah.
about.
Now, some people are like chronically dehydrated where
Yeah.
they just don't drink a lot and most of their fluids come from foods and,
Yeah.
you know, like they forget to drink or in some circumstances, like say in an office setting where they don't want to drink because they don't want bio
Keep going to
Yeah.
the right.
Or
Yeah.
say
Oh my
like
gosh,
certain
especially at work.
professions like bus drivers, they don't have a bathroom on the bus.
They
in a
don't, so they have
public.
to be careful.
So they might just keep going for 4 or 5 hours or not
Right.
drink simply because they don't have the
Because of that, yeah.
convenience of
Right.
a restroom. And this is why I'm like, there's always some situation where
Always.
everyone else is just not aware
Right.
of where this is an issue. It's a
Yeah.
real issue and it
Right.
can cause clinical complications long term.
Wow.
So yeah, it depends.
depends
I know
on-
8 is a nice middle number, I guess, but
Yeah.
I mean, it depends.
Wow.
Fun. Like literally.
Okay, here's another
Oh wait,
one.
you got another one? You got another one? Okay.
Yeah.
I have 2 more because this is so funny. Oh my God. Organic foods are always healthier than non-organic foods.
Myth.
Okay. Okay.
Word.
Wow. Now that one is a little different because
Yeah.
you think so.
Organic, right?
Because I try to go organic if I can.
Now, if you can afford it, great. But let me put it in perspective.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
say I'm selling you a drink
Mhm.
that has added sugar in it,
Okay.
and say the drink is $5,
Mhm.
and then I came out with this organic option. Now, the first drink has, say, 10 grams of added sugar.
Okay.
I have this organic option that has 9 grams of sugar, but it's twice the cost. You're going to pay twice the cost for 1% different,
Right.
1 gram difference.
Right.
That's
That would
kind of
make
what it
so
is
much
with
sense.
organic
This
versus inorganic.
huge-
Right.
Because
Yeah.
it's you do.
It's not the greatest difference in the world. Otherwise, the majority of us, because what percentage of people are actually able to afford organic foods on
Yeah.
a regular basis?
Right.
I mean, the average salary for the working person in Maryland is about what,
about
50-something, 60-something
50
thousand
to
dollars.
60, mhm.
And half of them are families, like heads of families. Most people are not able to afford and sustain organic food all the time.
It's true.
Now, why are we looking for organic versus not in the first place? Well, the narrative is the pesticides,
Okay.
right? If you're peeling a banana, does it really matter?
Right.
Yeah.
How
that
much
is
does it
true.
matter if you're not even eating the skin?
Right.
Right. Now you can get other things outside from pesticides. Like you can get illnesses that are like, say, where fecal matter transports things like salmonella and different things.
Yes.
If you're not properly washing your foods anyway.
Right.
So it's more so wash your foods properly,
Yeah.
especially your fresh foods. Make sure you're practicing good food hygiene.
Yeah.
So if you're using cutting boards, make sure you have one separate for meats, separate for fresh things. You don't want to cut fresh lettuce
And
on
what? Yeah.
the chicken you just cut up and that type
Right,
of thing.
right.
Yeah, because it can definitely.
Cross contamination. But I can remember the last time I bought something organic. Because to me, it's not worth it. Now,
Yeah.
for
Right.
someone else, it may be. And unfortunately, some people use organic foods as a way to deem themselves superior to those who can't afford. Like, oh, I don't eat that. I only eat organic.
Right.
Oh, wow.
That's
Right. Right.
Listen.
Right.
Loving this.
Right.
Right, and that's just another way to maybe walk on someone's back because they of limitations that they didn't choose
That
for
they can't.
themselves.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
So it's not that what. Also, it's like, why are we worried about organic foods versus not if we're still drinking alcohol,
Yeah.
which is
You're
a whole
right. 'Cause
toxin.
you're still doing the whole thing.
It's a whole toxin. Where's the
Yeah.
benefit?
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Or we're smoking.
Yeah.
Or we're not working
You're
out.
right.
Like we have bigger things to worry
It's
about
just
Right.
in
like,
terms of
like you
impact.
said.
Right.
Right.
Back into
But it's also it's more of a social thing.
Yes.
It's a trend for the most part. That's a little longer than others. And
Yeah.
then at what cost? Like, are you paying now? Don't get me wrong. I mean, there are people who are very sensitive
Yeah.
to
Right.
some pesticides.
Right.
Right.
Just like there are millions of people allergic to peanuts.
Right.
Just like there are millions of people allergic to soy.
Right.
Like it's not that grave of a concern where if we don't eat organic, we're not eating healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, and the research shows us the nutrition value is the same, give or take. It's nothing significant
Wow.
that you need to be spending twice the amount for.
Well,
Wow.
now
I
know.
love this. This is
You, Tonya,
so
Yes.
you are
yeah.
Man.
amazing. Thank
Yes.
you so,
Thank
so much. Before we end out with our what divine note are you on? Because we do that at the end of every episode. Where can we find you?
Yes.
Your website, and we'll have it, on the screen. Social media. How do they connect with you?
Yes, so my Instagram handle is Tornia the Dietitian. I think there's an underscore there, but if you just type in my name, I think I'm one of few in the US. I'm easy to find.
Right.
Okay.
My website is trifectahealthsolutions.net.
Okay.
So the com was taken.
Love
So
it.
funny.
Love it.
And that just that landing page there just kind of takes you to everything that I do in terms of if you wanted to get access to me and to see me one-on-one, or you can always email me Tornia or info.ths@proton.me. That's a secure email. I do a bunch of different things, the podcast and presentations and seminars, and I like this because you can address people in the same way influential people reach the masses, because it's not something I necessarily like. I don't want to be TikTok famous,
Right.
in that
Right.
sense.
Right.
Like that's not where I see myself mainstream.
Right. Right.
Yes.
But I don't mind occasionally doing some of these things where people have a genuine interest in learning more about their health
Yeah.
and nutrition, and they recognize that, you know what, I'm going to seek a credible voice
Yeah.
versus some random influencer
Yeah.
that has 2
Right.
million followers.
Absolutely.
Right. Wow.
Yeah,
Love
so
that.
that's where you can.
I love it. This is
Oh
so
my
good.
gosh. Thank you.
So
thank
amazing.
Thank you.
It's been my pleasure. You guys are so
Yes.
fun.
It's definitely fun.
We're super silly and all that good stuff.
Yes.
We're so interested in, just the health and wellness space. So
Yes.
thank you for even coming.
Cool.
And just to end out on what divine note are you on? For my divine note, I've got so many things.
I know, literally.
You were talking directly to
Yes.
Okay. What divine note am I on? I'm on a divine note of thinking about getting and really like thinking about everything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, I'm the one, I have the vegetable cleaner, I'm buying organic. I'm like, okay, I gotta, all these things in my head. So I'm just on a note of like, just really looking at myself and
Yeah.
my health and with having a mom who does have diabetes and thinking ahead. And, you know, you just gave me so much to think about. So I'm just in a process of like processing and looking at my body and deciding to move forward the way that I should. So
Okay.
Yes.
I love
thank
that.
you.
Thank
So that's
you.
the
I
divine
love
note I'm
that.
on.
Yes.
That is
Wow.
wonderful. And I love that you say looking at your body, but also more health.
Yes.
And not necessarily just the aesthetic.
Right.
'Cause
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where many of us still are.
Right.
And it's hard for us to let go and come to terms with I could be healthier for
Yeah.
my
If
healthiest
yes.
self in a heavier body.
Right.
That is possible.
Yes.
Right.
So-
100%.
I love it. I love
Okay.
it.
Divine
So,
note.
what divine note are you on?
Oh, okay.
I want to know.
My divine note is to continue to be authentic in myself.
I love it.
I try to practice what I preach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a count and weigh everything, and this is why it's very realistic.
Yes.
So for people who are looking for a very militant, tell me exactly how much calories I need and what percentage of the day, and because I know that's not realistic and true,
Yeah.
not
Right.
very sustainable, I don't practice that. I don't preach that.
Okay.
And I want to continue to share and reach people who just want something realistic.
Yeah.
That's just not
Yes.
overwhelming, and they can feel comfortable in making small steps toward
Yes.
a better
Love
self.
that.
I
Love
love
it.
that.
Love
That's a
that.
great one.
Yeah.
And I would say from here, just education, just get more educated on just number one, even just like the diabetes and just health in itself, like different foods that you were just speaking of. I didn't know none of those things.
Yeah.
So education is
Yeah.
where I'm at.
Yeah.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
Education. What about you?
Yes, I agree with literally the both of y'all.
Everything.
Everything that y'all said, like just thinking about my lifestyle, thinking about my health, the things I'm doing now, the things that I can stop doing.
Yeah.
Like buying organic chicken for $5 more.
Right.
Like, it's not making that big of a difference for me, and not doing things because people say that it's healthy. So just thinking about all of the knowledge that you gave today, and I greatly appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you
God.
so much.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
please follow her, connect with her, and thank you so much for watching. And until next time.
Until next time.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. Remember to subscribe, like, and share, and follow us on all social media platforms.